Right, here we go. The button is on and we are live, and I am reconnecting with my first love of live beer reviews. It's the Clueless drinker.
Oh,
How are you doing,
so
mate?
kind. Yeah, absolutely. A true gentleman. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thank you, mate. How are you?
Good. Looking forward to this beer tonight. We're both going to be taking a look at a Belgian, maybe a classic. It's been around the block quite a few times, so yeah, we'll put it into that classic bracket. It is from the Brouwerij van Honsebrouck by Kasteel, and it is the Barista Chocolate Quad. A sessionable 11%, is it?
Yeah, just a tiny little beer.
Yeah, 11% ABV in the classic Belgian looking bottle.
I do love those bottles.
Yeah. It's a 330, isn't it? Yeah. Date wise, I've just got a best before on mine, mate. I don't know about yours, but it's 08/2023.
Mine is 02/2023. So probably not much in them from when they were produced.
No. I've never had anything from this brewery before. I know the Kasteel. We were just before we came on air. We were just saying about the Kasteel brand. Very familiar with it, but I've never actually had anything from them before.
Yeah, this will be a first for me as well. Because I don't know, I need to experience Belgian beers a bit more, just in general.
Yeah. I'm slowly getting to grips with it a little bit more now. Because I mean, completely honest with you, it wasn't a region that I gravitated towards, but I'm slowly getting my head around them now, and yeah, starting to appreciate the beers a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some flavors that I always get from Belgian beers that I'm not the biggest fan of. But then you see all the sort of like lambics and the strong ales and just how diverse the different styles of beer are. So, it's just getting your palate trained to it, I suppose. Because I've had Duvel loads of times and stuff like that. They're sort of simple ones, but you get some really big flavors like the Orval, which is, there's no other beer like it.
Oh, that review, that video, back to back Orvals, wow.
Yeah,
that will stay in the memory for a very, very long time.
God,
that was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the darker stuff from this neck of the woods, I'm really, really loving. So, on paper, this sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah.
All the words are right for me. The ticking boxes. So let's hope it delivers. So I think we should crack it open and
yeah, definitely
see what it gives us.
Oh,
I'm gonna stick it in my Kasteel. Smelling really chocolatey from the neck.
Definitely does. But I was just having a quick look on the ingredients, and it mentions no chocolate at all. All it says is contains malt of barley and sugar.
Adjunct-free beer.
Yeah, there we go. So right. Yeah, I don't know if they have used chocolate in there or if it's just purely coming from those malts.
Well, you've got a better head than me, mate, but I took my time pouring it.
Yeah, I got a little bit aggressive towards the end.
It's like bordering with that sort of like mahogany look for me. I mean, the light.
I'm getting like a bit of that ruby red sort of tinge to it as well.
Yeah, just a lacing of head on my one.
think I've got 2 fingers and then that sort of like frothy.
Yeah.
What have we got on the top? God, it looks good in the glass though.
All right, let's get a nose then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of like if Cadbury's did a dark milk fruit and nut.
Yeah. Yeah, the first thing I get up the nostrils is a really, really nice milk chocolate. I'm getting that, a milk chocolate. But boozy at the same time. I mean, there's no getting away from that.
No, definitely not. But it's not a harsh booziness, is it?
No. It's
like a...
So like I don't know, maybe a baker's chocolate, something like that.
Yeah. Definitely cakey. Smelling good though.
Let's go in for the kill then, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's just so smooth.
Wow. Yeah, plenty of chocolate.
Yeah, loads of chocolate on that. It's not too sweet though, which is nice. It's not like in your face with that sweetness.
It's I mean, very, very drinkable, isn't it, for the ABV?
Yeah, I'm getting none of that alcohol harshness you sometimes get with Belgian beers, because that's one thing I've noticed about a lot of the Belgian beers that I've had. They're not ashamed to let you know of the ABV sometimes. But this...
Yeah, it's smooth as you like for me on the palate. Yeah. It's absolutely, it's very, very soft. I mean, the body on the beer is not, it's not really sort of dense or anything like that, is it? It's quite a mellow body to it. I do get a little bit of warmth, but you know, no alarm bells or anything like that ringing.
No, definitely not.
And for me, all chocolatey, really.
Yeah, it's surprisingly chocolatey. Like, I'm getting hints of like a milky chocolate, then maybe a little bit of a darker chocolate in there. Then
yeah, like a mixed bag of chocolate. I do get a little bit of dark in there, but for me, it's very milk chocolate forward.
Yeah, it's reminded me of a specific chocolate, and I just can't get to it.
Well, I always feel like chocolate always tastes different than normal chocolate.
Yeah.
Whether it be Cadbury's or Nestle or whatever, it's just, I don't know, whether it's because the thinness of it or whatnot. It's just, I don't know, it always tastes better to me. I can't pinpoint what sort of chocolatier would be.
No.
You know, what I mean, just a decent sort of chocolate sort of flavour, really. You know, not too intense, but noticeable.
Yeah, definitely, and it's got like an authentic chocolate flavour. But again, I'm not sure if they've actually used.
Well, considering where this beer comes from, I mean, you know, they're famous for beer and for chocolate, so you'd like to think that they've used a pretty decent, well, you know, or what it's reminding you of, you know.
But if they've not used any chocolate in that, and it's all down to those malts.
They've done a damn fine bloody job then, haven't they?
I mean, either way, even if you're not really into sort of your Belgian beers, I think this is one that could sway people slightly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, could you? I mean, I know it's easy to say now, sort of thing, but if you were sort of like, say, for example, this was a mystery beer and it was packaged slightly different, do you think any sort of alarm bells would ring, making you think this is a Belgian quad?
Definitely not a Belgian quad, and I'm not even really getting too many of those telltale Belgian yeasty flavors that I usually get.
I think with this style though, when you go like doubles, triples, and quads, this is probably my favourite style out of them. And
yeah,
like you were saying about the yeasty factor to it, maybe, or whatever, you're going to get them in them other styles, but with a quad, I think that it tends to sort of shy away from the yeastiness a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. It's not as dependent on that, because from what I can gather, quads are a little bit more hoppy, usually. If going off stuff like the different Chimay and stuff like that. See, the Chimay beers, I've always enjoyed each one of them.
Yeah, they're a decent shout. I quite like the Delirium range as well. That's not too bad.
I've never drank a Delirium. I got one from Tesco's, I think it was, which I've just been saving. Again, it was like, when I bought this, I didn't intend on buying any sort of Belgian beers. I think it's just, I saw the name, a chocolate quad, and I was like, that sounds interesting.
So that's what did me on the purchase as well. Yeah. Just them words, it just sold it to me straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy with it, to be honest. I'm glad I purchased it. It's a very, very well made beer, I think.
Oh yeah.
For what it is, you know, with regards to the style, the V. I don't want to say it's a simple beer, but it's ingredients wise it is. But it does have a lot to offer.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you a taste of Belgian beers, but at the same time, because I don't know, it's hard to pinpoint. That I know what you're saying about it. It's like there's like a level of accessibility to it without it being like a dumbed down beer.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's got a slight richness to it for me as well.
Yeah.
You know, definitely one of them sort of beers. You know, kick back in an armchair, put a movie on, and just go back to it, have a little sip, put it down. You know, it's one of them sort of beers for me. A good beer for this time of year. You know, miserable, cold, wet. You know, all that.
Yeah, just easy, laid back.
Yeah, just a nice laid back beer, really. Yeah.
I really, really like that. It's kind of what I was expecting it to be, but at the same time, it's nowhere near what I was expecting the beer to be either.
I mean, I was hoping from the label, because you know as well as I do, how many times have we picked a beer up and it's had something as bold as that written on it and it hasn't delivered? If you've got chocolate written on it, you want bloody chocolate, don't you?
Yeah, and you definitely get chocolate in this.
You definitely, yeah. The box ticked for me with that. Full on chocolate, really. I know they put sugar in the mix as well, and you do get that sort of like, I wouldn't say it's leaning more towards like a molasses sort of thing, but there is a sugary, without it being too oversweet sort of feel to it.
Yeah, it's sort of like that sweetness, but it's not like literally taking a spoonful of sugar. But that's always like a sweetness that's hard to define without just saying it's like a brown sweetness, where it's sort of like that muscovado or slightly melted down sugar, which has just got a little bit more of a like an intensity to it, as opposed to being like a vibrant, really sugary, sweet flavor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any like sort of sickly sweet feelings from it at all.
Definitely not.
The complete opposite, if anything else, really. For me, it's quite bloody Moorish, actually.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those ones where you got to be wanting to have maybe a couple of bottles, because you'll drink that first bottle, and then after you finished it,
yeah,
give me another one. Yeah, that is really good.
I'm getting the same. This is probably doing this beer an injustice by comparing it, but something that's just popped in my head. It reminds me, the chocolate vibes that I'm getting from this beer reminds me a hell of a lot like the Meantime chocolate porter.
Never tried that one.
Yeah, I'm getting that sort of vibe to it. It's been ages since I've had that. I used to drink it a lot when I was first getting into this. Trying new beers.
Yeah.
When their branding was the old champagne style bottles, I used to buy a lot of their beers, and it was always the chocolate porter that I went to, and it's got that sort of chocolatey sort of aspect to it for me.
Yeah, it's like, go back to like that and sort of sticking with this point as well, but it's reminded me of, have you ever tried Salter's triple chocolate stout? See,
No, I've never had the pleasure of that one.
It's not tasting like that, but it's reminding me of that, and you mentioned in the Meantime chocolate porter, and it's reminding me of when you said you get these beers and you see like chocolate, cacao, coffee, like imperial stout, and you drink it, and it's like a little bit of this. See, that triple chocolate actually had chocolate in, but this tastes more genuinely chocolatey than that.
Yeah.
And it's weird how you can get those sort of like parallels sometimes, but this is just, if you like chocolate, you're gonna love this beer.
Oh, definitely. You have to, whether you're a fan of this brewery or what, you've seriously got to take your hat off to them for knocking out a beer like this.
Yeah.
And not putting any adjuncts in it to get that chocolate flavour, really. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's just the authenticity of it. And I've not had that often with chocolate infused or chocolate themed sort of beers. And I can't even really think of any off the top of my head that are really good examples of like genuine chocolatey flavors.
I'm just loading up another page just to check the comments.
I was just actually going to have a little look to see if I could get any information about the other ingredients on this.
Right, I'll just quickly read through the comments, Peter. We've got a few in here. Terry's Quick Beer Reviews. He says, hello, chaps.
Hi, Terry.
Charles Don, evening, guys. Evening, Charles.
Hi, Charles.
And our great buddy is in the house as well. Kent Beer Reviews. Hey, fellas. How are you doing, Craig, mate? Hope
Hi,
you're well.
Craig. Hope all's good.
Basement beer. Cheers, gents. Cheers, dude.
Hi, Jamie.
And then Craig comes back and says that chocolate quad is wonderful. I ain't gonna argue with you, mate. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a really good beer.
Yeah, this is one of those beers that's screaming for a 750.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I reckon you probably can get them. You know, over there, I reckon they probably do 750s in the cage court job and all that jazz. Definitely. I'd buy this again without a doubt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I paid £4 for my bottle, which that's £4 I'd happily spend again. But as you were saying before we came online, you can actually import it.
Yeah. Well, I picked mine up from Belgian Happiness. The P&P to the UK is €9, regardless of how many beers you order. And this little beauty cost me it was like €2.40 or something like that. And that is just absolutely ridiculous price, really.
Yeah.
Near enough all their beers on their website, and they've got a massive range of beers. They're around the €2-3 mark. I got a couple of Golden Drax from there, and they were knocking around the €250 mark. You know, both of them beers, they're both big beers, 11%ers, 12%ers, and for that sort of price, you can't knock it. No, I put a little order in, and I'm happy with the beers that I've got. I've reviewed a few of them up till now, but I'll definitely go back and order some more. And they've got glassware on there that's reasonably priced as well. So yeah, really good. Yeah. Beer Hooligan, Mark, he's left a couple of comments. This was originally known as Kasteel Winter Beer and then rebranded as this. Thanks for the info as always, mate.
Cheers, bud.
And then he put, it's the malts that taste chocolate. When you go to the Belgian brewery and try lots of their malts, the amount of that have a chocolate taste.
Yeah.
Well, they're decent malts then.
Yeah, definitely they know how to use those malts.
Yeah.
When I was just looking up, apparently they do a blend of this with a raspberry beer. Now, that sounds like that could be pretty special.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there any prices on that, mate?
Let me just have a look. Because, see, these are the sorts of Belgian beers I want to try. I mean, yeah, I'd like to try a few more, like, doubles, triples, quads, strong ales, that sort of thing. But when they do these sort of twists and turns to them, you can come up with some of the best beers you'll ever drink, and that's come from someone who's not usually a fan of those sorts of beers. Let me just have a look.
I think with some sort of styles though, you've got to sort of persist a little bit with them. I was like exactly the same with sort of like Hefeweizens. At first, I was like, "Oh, what's all this about?" And now, yeah, I don't mind them. I think you're pretty decent beer.
Yeah, and I'd agree with that. Again, not one of my favourite styles, but when they're done right, they're absolutely bang on.
Same with sort of like saisons as well. I had a handful, enjoyed them, but I need to try more really, just to get a better grip of the style.
Yeah, saisons. That's another style that I'm struggling with a little bit. But I always find with styles like that, when they're fruited, that sort of helps a little because you get the characteristics of the fruit mask those flavors that I'm not usually a big fan of that linger on the back end. So I'm just having a look because there's loads of American stockists who are selling it. We're paying like £12 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let me see. But there's a website called BelgiumInAbox.com. I don't know if you're familiar with that, where they sell that for £8.97. I'm sure you might be able to find it a little bit cheaper elsewhere. But mind you, that's a £7.50. So 10 euros
for that.
€10.50 for a £7.50 of the Barista raspberry chocolate quad. Sounds good to me.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. That's a pretty decent price actually for the volume of beer you're getting. You know as well as I do. You can go to some bottle shops and pay double that for a bomber.
Oh yeah.
So under a tenner, I'd pay it.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how it is as well. Having that raspberry in there and all, just see what
Yeah, see how balanced it.
Haven't you?
I know we said this is a sipper, but it's not lasting
It's
too long at all.
It's going really, really quickly. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah. There's not even like really any residual warmth.
I just got a little bit of warmth in the pit of my stomach. Not like before where I've had like beers of the same ABV and you get that sort of warmth pushing up after you've had a sip, just coming back on itself. I'm not getting any of that. Just the pit of the stomach, really, really subtle warmth. I have to say, I mean, this is one of the best beers I've had for a very long time. I'm really, really digging it.
I'm with you on that one. I'm glad that I still have my bottle.
Yeah. You got like I suppose, a partially aged bottle there then, haven't you?
Yeah, because I think I bought this the last part of last year. But again, going off the best before dates on both of our bottles, there doesn't seem to be too much time between each batch.
No. It's the same. What was yours again, mate? 20? What was yours?
Mine was the 2nd, 2023.
So the 8th, yeah. So a few months in it, really.
Yeah. So yours is probably, if I've calculated it correctly, yours could be actually the most recent batch, or maybe the bottle I had was just old and it's just older stock from even earlier 2018.
Yeah.
That's why you never really know with beers like this. And the good thing about Belgian beers, for the most part, it doesn't matter if you've bought an old bottle, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to keep really well. And as we saw with that Orval vertical, just develop flavors that you don't get anywhere close to on different vintages.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was
yeah,
and in some years the comparisons were poles apart, weren't they?
Yeah, almost as if there were two completely different beers.
Yeah. Interesting to know what this would actually be like if you sat on it for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what sort of experience you'd get from it, really.
I'm not too sure. It'd be interesting to potentially get hold of like a couple of weeks from unfold bottle of this, and then somehow get a bottle that's a few months old, and then I don't know, I'd love to be in a situation where I could taste a beer like this new, then at the age that we've probably got ours, and then one that's just been kept well but just forgotten about for a couple of years or more.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we can't sort of, you know, our beers aren't like straight off the bloody production line or anything like that. But
No.
for me, the experience that I'm getting with this particular bottle, it's smooth as silk as it is now. I can only see that sort of just progressing to be even more and more smoother.
Yeah.
You know, it can only go that way for me. It can't get harsh or anything like that.
No, definitely not. And I don't even think that would be really harsh fresh either.
No.
But again, I can't really say for sure because I've no idea how old this bottle actually is. But
yeah, yeah. I'm really, really chuffed to bits with it.
Yeah, definitely.
And well, yeah, I think for me, I'm very, very comfortable drinking quads. If it's going to be you know, something like this, I'm quite happy to try more and more quads. That's the thing when you start talking about Belgian beers. I'm very, very happy to be sort of I have a quad in my hand. If I had a choice, you know, like you've got a double, a triple, and a quad. I think straight away I'd want the quad. I'd probably want to try the other beers just out of curiosity, but I'd gravitate more towards the quad, I think.
Yeah, I think I've had the most success with quads compared to other styles. Although I am a big fan of, even though they're completely different styles, anyway. But stuff like fruited lambics and stuff, I'm really into. Love those. But that being said, on the other hand, I'm not really going out my way to buy a bottle of Cantillon.
I've still got a bottle of Cantillon in the cupboard that Harry gave me. I need to get around to doing that. I'll save that for a special review, I think.
Yeah.
That's a big 750 job, that is.
Oh God, yeah. See, Cantillon, I'd love to try at Cantillon.
Yeah. Yeah, go there. Yeah.
In fact, I'd love to do a little trip to Belgium, actually, in general. I think that would definitely, in a weird way, open my eyes a bit more to the beers on offer, because Belgian brewing, I've got, even though it's not usually my go-to sort of territory, I've got so much respect for the traditions and the culture in general, that you go into the shops and each beer's got its own specific glass, and there's like those sort of like tradition / folklores where you've got to give your shoe to the guy behind the bar so you don't like end up stealing the glassware or anything like that. So I love that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, very, very comparable to the German brewing philosophy as well, isn't it? With, you know, steeped massively in tradition, loads of heritage behind all the breweries, whether it's Germany or Belgium, you know. And I think I really love that. I'm fascinated by both countries when it comes to beer. You know, they've just both got a backlog of history. It's great.
Oh yeah, definitely. How did you find the sort of beer culture when you visited Rome?
I think the majority of like sort of like these backstreet cafes, I tended to stay away from the touristy. Well, I mean, we went in a couple of touristy traps where you've got Americans drinking beer and Moretti like that. But then the locals were really it was a beer Moretti. I saw a lot of Italian people drinking bottles of that. Or what is it? Birra del Borgo. Some of their beers were around a few of the side street cafes and whatnot. Went to the Brewdog in Rome, and that there's a mixed bag in there. There's a few Italian people in there, whether they're locals or not, I don't know, but they were just sampling most of their core beers. You know, a lot of people with a pint of pumpkin around. I just whatever was on the guest list, it was all a couple of Italian stouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just I think they had like 3 or 4 Italian craft brewers on their guest list. So I just tried 3 or 4 of their beers. All very good. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed some of the. Is it the Peroni Reserva? The little series of.
Yes. Doppio Malta.
Yeah.
La Rossa. And what's the other one? Yeah, I don't know what the other one is now. La Rossa, Doppio Malta, and there's another one. They're in like a fancy looking bottles, aren't they?
Yeah, almost. Looks like an old-fashioned wine glass bottle, and
yeah,
that Peroni one as well. That's in
the
Tesco's. Red. It's in the set. It's like the specialty grain.
It's Gran Antici.
Yeah, that's a lovely.
Yeah, I think I reviewed that with Christoph live, and that was a surprising beer. That was.
Yeah, because both Birra Moretti and Peroni get a really bad reputation here because it's not the best pint of lager you can have.
No.
But when you know what other stuff those breweries can produce.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've reviewed it before, and I had a bottle of it when I was in Rome, and that was that Peroni Red.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't too bad. You know, for the price that I paid for it over there, and I think it was like 70 cents or something stupid out of the supermarket. Oh, it's only a 330ml bottle, but for that sort of price, if you go in disappointed, then it's not the end of the world, is it? Because you haven't shelled out a lot of money for it. That's my logic to it, anyway. For what it was all right, and it was definitely a step up from the blue label Peroni, the regular stuff that we get here.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy a lot of the sort of traditional European beer culture that you don't really see too much of. But then again, everyone knows about Belgian beers. A lot of people started by drinking the Belgian beers that are in the supermarkets. So to drink something like this, when you're somewhat used, because I've not had a Belgian beer that's tasted anywhere near like that.
No, me. Yeah, the bar is set on this bad boy, really. With regards to a quad, you know, that's going to take some bloody beating, that beer is.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, and my eyes are open now with wanting to try more quads for sure. Because if they're of this caliber, then you're in for a bloody good drinking experience, aren't you?
God, yeah. And I need to try more from the Kasteel brewery. Oh. the other name.
Yeah. Is it the Donker that they do? The Kasteel Donker?
Kasteel Donker.
I've seen that in my local wine stroke beer shop. I've slowly managed to talk them around to sort of making the beer a little bit more, expanding the girth on the shelves with beer, and they're coming around to it now. They're putting a few more beers on there, and I think they had one of their beers on the shelves. I'm sure it was the Donker.
Donker. Yeah, that
And then
that's another Belgian quad, I think.
they had is it the one with the little gnome on it as well? Is it Le Chouf or something like that?
Le Chouf, that's a nice beer. I've had the standard one and the McShoof, which is the Scotch ale that they did. And that's nice. And Scotch ales are ones that I'm not really too used to either, actually.
Yeah. Well, did Tony send you a Papagayi as well?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that was a decent beer for
yeah.
That was a blonde, Belgian blonde.
Yeah, I think so. That was a gorgeous.
That was pretty beer, decent. Actually.
That was a really easy drinking beer as well.
Yeah, my memory serves me. I think I enjoyed that beer.
Yeah, I think that was another one of those surprising Belgian beers that I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I could get used to stuff like that. I mean, one of my go-tos actually is the Leffy Brun.
Yes.
I mean,
again, for the price,
£2.50.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, I know there's going to be beers of the same style that are going to completely knock it just for £6, but it's like, for that price, you can get
still,
a couple.
Yeah.
Put it on the table. You've got your family round for a meal. Just a few bottles of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I quite like the Nectar as well. That's not bad.
Nectar,
Again, that's same. Is the 3 out? Is it Brune, Nectar, and?
I think those are the ones that I think it's Brune, Nectar, and Blonde.
Blonde, yeah.
I think they're the 3 ones that we see, and then you sometimes come across.
Yeah. You could. I mean, there's no other beer on the supermarket shelf for the price and the volume of beer you're getting, is there?
No.
They've definitely got the market there, really. For £2.50 for a 750.
Yeah.
Like you said, you've got family around, you plonk it on the table, pop the cork, a glass apiece. Ain't cost a lot of money, and it's an half decent beer. It does the job for me.
Yeah. I still need to try some of the like special seasonals. I know we did that vertical at Harry's with the bottle from the 80s, and then which that even you wouldn't think it's a beer that was that old.
Yeah, that was proper old. That was, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. He hasn't. I don't think he's uploaded that video yet, has he?
I don't think so.
No, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I can remember it vaguely. I can remember him bringing it out, and he was saying, this is some sort of, is it the 1980s or something like that?
Something like that. So like 1985 or 87. I can't remember.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see that video.
Yeah.
Let me just have a quick butchers at the comments again, mate.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay. Mark
Before you get into the comments, I'm almost sad that we didn't pick a second beer.
We could have, couldn't we? Yeah, we could have. What have you got? What
was that, Dean? You cut out for a second there.
What have you got to hand at the moment? I'll see if I can match it.
Yeah. I'm actually
Right.
well. I've finished the Barista because that just it almost scares me how easy some of these high ABV beers, how quickly they can be drunk.
Just polish mine off. What would you give it score-wise then, Peter?
Score-wise, I'd probably give that, because I've not got too many beers to compare it to in that style. I'd probably give it something, maybe an 8.5, 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd sit it at 9 all day long. Beautiful drinking experience.
Yeah, definitely.
And regardless, yeah, all right, you paid £4 for yours. I still think it's definitely a £4 beer.
Yeah, definitely. I'd pay that again.
Yeah. And then, if I saw it in the UK for £4, I'd definitely, I wouldn't hesitate in poaching it off the shelf and paying £4 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're into your online beer shopping, you know,
well, that's
there's
it.
other Belgian to hands, but the one that I picked it from, Belgian Happiness, under €2.50.
Yeah.
You know, you can't fucking argue with that.
Well, that's the thing, is it's one of those beers where when you see it, you might be on like specific websites to just do a little bit of buy this, try this, try this, try this. And it's like, while you're there, it's like, well, I like that one, so I'll get maybe 2 more bottles of that. And it's always good if you need to like bump it up to get free delivery when you spend X amount. And it's like a couple of bottles of that. Free beer, technically, because the postage is good.
Yeah, definitely. I could see myself purchasing a few of these bottles again for like around Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be Christmas Day or Boxing Day or around that sort of time. I don't know. It's just a beer. I think, you know, that time of year, and you've got people around, and obviously you're a little bit more happier because, well, I am anyway, because we've got kids and all that, you know, and they get excited off all that. It's a beer I'd quite happily drink in the festive season, without a doubt.
It's one of those beers, without getting too overly mushy, where like at Christmas, it's coming towards the end of the night, everyone's just sat around watching TV, and you're just sipping it, and you're just looking around the room, and you just look down the beer, and it's like, yes, this is what it's all about.
Yeah. Here, mate. Yeah.
And that's why I love doing stuff like this, because it's not just about, let's down as much as we can. It's about, do you know what? It's just enjoying wonderfully brewed beers. It's not always about just getting off your face. I mean, but when we were doing like the Brum Piss Up, it wasn't just about drinking as much beer as I could. It was like, I'd happily have just drank 3 pints, and I'd be happy because, you know, I've got other people, like-minded people around, talking about beer, going to places that just cater to beer, being surrounded by it, and it's like, this is what it's all about for me.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, why get hammered on rubbish beer when you can get hammered on good beer?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're not, you know, you're not having to. It's like with this beer, you know, 11% ABV. You wouldn't need that many bottles, and then it'd catch up with you. But you know, if you were sort of like putting it up against your Carlsberg, your Carlins, and your Fosters, I mean, you'd have to drink about fucking 20 pints of this shit, wouldn't you, to get the same effect?
Yeah, and then you'd feel worse the next day because of all the shit that's in those beers. So it's not necessarily the fact that it's beer. It's just like It's weird, isn't it? Because I only rarely get hangovers if I've been drinking predominantly lagers on like a little bit of a crawl or that sort of thing. But if I've just like spent the day where it's like a third of this, 2/3 of that, little taster of that, a third of that.
Yeah.
Even though they're like bigger ABVs, just because there's not like 20 litres of alcohol, I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely. Well, I mean, I can only speak for the Friday that I was there on the Brum Piss Up, but we definitely had our fair share of beer. We definitely we did a lot of. We drunk a quality beer. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Towards the end of the night, I was a bit hammered, but the journey that I went through to get there wasn't. It was more rewarding than going to some shit old pubs and just drinking beer for the sake of it, sort of thing. You know, them days are gone.
Yeah, definitely. I'd rather just midweek pop open a beer, just enjoy it, and then don't need anything else after it. If you want to have another beer, have another beer, but you don't feel like compelled to. Well, there's a 4-pack of lagers there, because when I buy like a 4-pack of like lager, because I'm like, Joe, I'm gonna have a couple of drinks tonight, I'll end up drinking that 4-pack and then probably having something else. Whereas if I was like, I'm in the mood for that Imperial Stout, that's all I'll drink is that Imperial Stout. 'Cause it's like, it's not about the alcohol, it's about the actual flavors. But when you're drinking like a lager, it's like you can't just have a lager 9 times out of 10, especially if you bought like a 6-pack or a 4-pack or a whatever. It's weird, isn't it, how like psychology plays into that sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And you know, the time of year, you factor in times of year, you know. I mean, last year we had an absolutely belting summer.
Oh, God.
And I took full advantage of that with beers like, you know, lagers and pilsners. You wouldn't, well, maybe there are guys out there that would sort of think, oh, I'll have an Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
But all that was put to the back of my head when we had that heat wave, and it was just pure refreshment. Let's get the best beer that does the job for that sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, God, summer for me was all about
like factors. Yeah, it's weird how it all works.
I don't usually enjoy summer because I just can't deal with warm weather. But after my summer, where it was all about 4Pure's Easy Peeler and like Brewdog's Clockwork Tangerine, I was like, just outside barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah, a decent drinking experience.
Yeah.
We went out for a meal last weekend. We went to Coventry for a meal, with the family because it was my daughter's birthday, and we went out, and it was only, I think it was one of these bloody beef eaters or hungry horse jobbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food was decent. We more or less all had like a burger meal, and I had a pint of Punk IPA for the first time in years, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've come to really enjoy Punk.
But that gets a bit of a slating, doesn't it? Now, even this day, you know.
I think Brewdog have actually come on leaps and bounds with some of the recent beers. Especially the Imperial Stouts that they've been producing recently have just been...
I mean, yeah, I know you did one of their abstract beers a while back.
Oh, God, that was so good.
They are just, they're fucking absolutely bang on, them beers are. To me, that's what Brewdog's all about.
Yeah.
When you start talking Imperial Stouts or dark beers, that's where Brewdog come into play for me.
Yeah. And a beer that I was going to open tonight, but I realised, well, I'm doing an 11% quad, and I'm in work tomorrow, and I've got an Imperial Stout now, just because I'm in the mood for a couple of drinks. But I was going to open the latest Paradox, which is the Ela Whiskey Cask Aged Imperial Stout. I had a little taste when I was at Brewdog because they had it on tap as well when I bought the bottle, and I was like, "This is what Brewdog is all about."
Yeah. Before all this commercialization of the brand Brewdog, and they were, you know, a steady stepping stone brewery. Them sort of beers. I mean, they're just bloody. I've never had. I mean, Cocoa Psycho, just bloody fantastic beer.
Yeah,
it's really fantastic. I'm not dissing their core stuff because, well, you know, I'm preaching to the choir when I say Elvis juice to you, mate. You know what I mean?
Although I've not had that for months. I don't know why. I used to always, remind you, no shops really near me sell it anymore. I've got to go. I mean, it's not too far. It's only about a 20-minute walk, but I used to just 4-pack just to end of the week, put it away. Didn't feel the need to drink the whole 4-pack there and then, but it was like, if I feel the need to have any beers this weekend, I know I've got good, dependable pale ale. And I picked up a 6-pack of Lagunitas IPA from Home Bargains for, I think, just under £5. Again, just a simple, standard IPA. It's not the best IPA in the world. But I will say, of the 6 bottles I've had, I think 3 so far, and each one has tasted quite different from the other. So it's probably just been stock that Home Bargains have bought from somewhere. So we've got some fresher stuff and we've got some quite old stuff. So we've got the 6-pack boxes, just put them in there. But again, at the end of the day, for less than £1 a bottle, for an actual properly brewed beer, compared to £1 a bottle shite that you can pick up.
Yeah, it is a bit of a lucky dip, isn't it, with that?
Yeah.
I had a Lagunitas beer when we landed in Rome. We got there and we got into a hotel area. I think it was about 10:30 in the morning, and we stopped off for something to eat, and we went into one of these cafes. Me and the wife had a slice of pizza each.
Wow.
She had a Coke, and I thought, I looked in the fridge and I saw a load of beers. I saw a Lagunitas beer in there, and it was there. It's Summit Supping or something like that.
Oh yeah, I know which beer you mean. Never seen it though.
Supping, Summit. Yeah, it was like near enough getting on for 8%. Well, fuck yeah, I'm on holiday. Why not? 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Bit of pizza. Yeah, I was happy.
Well, when you think about stuff like that, it's like when you're in a situation like that, it's like, yeah, I might as well have a beer. I'm on holiday. There's part of me is thinking that, what's technically stopping you from doing that when you're back at home? There's still that sort of stigma. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't really want to drink beer in the morning. I don't. That concept of morning beer that people do. I've tried it, and it was just like, I can't do it. But I'm just not ready at this time. But it's weird, isn't it? How like a beer on your dinner break and then going back into work. You can't do that nowadays. Have you been drinking? No, I just had one beer. But it can get you into But go to parts of Europe and it's like, oh, we've got a half an hour work lunch. Let's grab a sandwich. We can have beer as well as we're walking around. Go back into the office. It's not affected our work. It's weird, isn't it? How different attitudes.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it myself before when we've gone away and we've gone away for like a week or a fortnight abroad somewhere. We've got to the airport at bloody 6:30 in the morning. We've checked in. We've gone upstairs into departures. I've gone to Witherspoons in Birmingham Airport, and I've gone and got myself a pint with me breakfast.
Yeah.
And I'm justifying it because I'm thinking, well, I'm flying away for a fortnight. It doesn't matter. But you wouldn't bloody dream of doing that, would you, if you were at home?
No.
Oh, just wake up. You got your dressing going on still. You got the bacon in the pan. Oh, I think I'll get a fucking Imperial Star out of the cupboard.
I mean, it does sound good when you think about it, but it's like at the same time, it's.
I think commitments put a stop to that, don't they?
Yeah.
Right. Let me just have a quick butcher of the comments again, mate.
Sounds good.
Okay. Beer Hooligan, BelgiumInABox.com is a very good to get your Belgian beers from.
Belgium in a box.
He also puts Try Le Trap Quad, which is Dutch and the first ever quad produced.
Oh.
Okay. So not Belgian then. Oh, wow. Martin Harris, that's a great beer. That it is, mate. Yes, indeed.
Certainly is.
Mike Burns, you really have to try Golden Karuskirve van der Kaiser. Okay.
Always open to suggestion. Excuse me.
Beer Hooligan puts, if you want to visit Belgium and experience beer, go to Bruges for the first time. Yeah, a place I'd love to go to.
I'd love to go to Bruges.
I know our good friend Tony Howard has mentioned it before in the past, hasn't he? On I think he's been there.
Yeah.
Boozy outings with his mates and whatnot.
Yeah, I think he was even thinking of doing a little bit of a beer tuber meetup in Bruges. I think that's one of those places where it might, obviously this is going off no actual factual information, but I can't imagine it being that much more expensive than booking a sort of like a city break here in the UK, as long as you can get that good, book it at the right time.
Yeah. I mean, all depending on what avenue of getting there you take, isn't it? Whether it's Eurostar or flying over there. I bet if you get one of these last minute deals or whatnot, you don't know, do you? You don't know.
Yeah.
Mike Burns, we've read that one. Mike Burns again. Kasteel Barista is about €2.20 for my local shop in the Netherlands. Good price.
God, that's like my
Cheshire Homebrew. Hi, fellas. What are you drinking? Well, if you're still watching Cheshire Homebrew, that bad boy.
Just finished that. And I'm actually just finishing an Imperial Stout from Mikla, New York, which I stupidly opened about half an hour before you messaged me to start the stream.
I'm just gonna get a can just to wet the whistle, mate.
Sounds good. But yeah, Belgian beers. I think I may be doing a Belgian beer haul in my future, especially looking at Belgium in a box with some of the vintage. Some really good stuff on this website.
I got a good deal in M&S, Peter. These bad boys.
Oh, I think I tried a can of that. I can't remember what I thought of it though.
40p a can, mate.
Fucking hell.
I got half a dozen of these, and then I got half a dozen of the. Is it the blood orange wheat beer?
Oh yeah, that's one I've had. The blood orange wheat beer. That was a nice little beer.
I think they're both Adnams ones.
Yeah. But
I mean, for that sort of price, if I can't be asked to turn the camera on one night and I just want a beer, then why not?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the last time I went to Marks and Spencer's, I just bought about 4 cans of Gamma Ray because I never see that beer. I never see it, and it's still tasting good. I don't care what anyone says. Beeftown still know how to brew good beers.
Yeah, I stand shoulder to shoulder with you on that, mate. It's that for me. I've got such a fond memories of that beer. It's one of them got me into it beers. It got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Not only visually but taste wise, you know.
Yeah, and that was a fruity pale ale before pale ales were supposed to be stupidly fruity.
Yeah, definitely a good go-to beer, that is Gamma Ray. And Lupuloid as well. That's pretty decent.
Lupuloid, yeah. I've picked up a can of that for me train ride home from Birmingham, and that was tasting good. It wasn't even chilled down. It was room temperature in the carrier bag, and I was
Still
like,
liked it.
Yeah, I'm standing up all the way home on this train. Okay, I'm going to have a couple of beers.
Yeah, fuck it.
Just to quell that hangover over until I get back into Wigan. But it was still tasting good at room temperature and coming off a few little drinks with Rob and Harry at Sullyhill.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Harry can brew a good beer. I mean, I know the stuff he's brewing is obviously it's recipes that all of the places in that chain brew. But still, there's someone who's got to brew that beer.
Yeah, he's definitely because he's a young lad, but he's going to go far in the business.
Oh yeah,
he's proper focused. He knows what he wants. He knows where he's at. I know. I haven't had any beers from Brewhouse and Kitchen where he is now, but when he had his stint at Sullyhill, and he gifted me some beers when I met him once, and they were tip top beers. They're traditional, nothing fancy, but they were well executed beers for what they were.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll go a long way, that lad will, and he deserves to as well.
Definitely. But obviously, without going into too much detail, the hard work that he does and the fact that he's got to drive pretty much all over the Birmingham area on most days just to get deliveries done. Well, not as much now since he's at Brewhouse. But yeah, he puts the work in and the hours in as well.
Yeah, that's proper dedication. That is. He's not just there for the paycheck.
Yeah.
He's very, very passionate. And I wish him all the best, and I hope he does climb to the top of the tree in the industry, because he deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. That's great, isn't it? His whole journey. Never really interested in beer. Harry's journey, when you look at his first videos on YouTube, it's just this young kid who's just like, I don't really drink beer.
I watched one of his videos a couple of days ago actually, and you'd commented on it. It was I think it was like a Ranji, super strength for Ranji booms, and he had a tracksuit on, and you commented something like, there's only one person that can take off a Russian tracksuit or something like that. Yeah, blue tracksuit zipped up like. Yeah. He's fucking. It's all about the juice now, isn't it? It's all the juice.
Oh yeah. All about that juice.
Yeah. I do like his when he does ropey beers though. I do like seeing them videos when he does a dodgy macro beer.
Yeah, it's always fun. Well, I was doing a hangout with him last night, actually. We were going to go live, but it was just the two of us, so we just ended up chatting. And that's the thing that I've really enjoyed about this hobby is the fact that, you know, if you're bored on like a Wednesday night and someone else is around, it's like, don't have to go live. Do you want to just have a hangout? It's like, yeah, all right.
Have a chat, yeah. No, I suppose it's no different from a phone call, is it? But you just face to face sort of thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I know I'm in work tomorrow, but I'm gonna have another beer. Well, it's not a beer. It's Hooper's Alcoholic Dandelion and Burdock, which was just picked up for me for no reason when the Lagunitas was picked up. So I was like, yeah, we'll see how that is.
What's the ABV on it?
The ABV on that is 4%. So it's a
Nah, you won't.
Nah.
Even...
Yeah. I wouldn't even feel that. Best enjoyed over ice with friends. Are you getting the beer 52 box this month?
Is that the rugby one?
I'm not too sure. I think the rugby one's the one that's been released now, but they're doing because I took a month off because of Birmingham, and the next box is the Citizens of Everywhere box, where it's UK breweries collaborating with European breweries.
Okay.
And there's some.
I mean, I'm signed up for it on a rolling monthly thing. I haven't cancelled it, so I'm guessing I'll get that box when it comes. Yeah.
Because I was thinking that could be the next live review. A couple of those beers if we both get them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying this live stuff at the moment. I'm dipping my toes in the water with other different, beer reviewers and stuff. But I'll always go back to you, mate, because it was like the first. You were like the first one that I reached out to all them years ago, and it'd be nice to sort of like, get it going again, sort of like, whenever.
Yeah,
it's been a while since we last did a live review.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I do really enjoy doing the live stuff. Even if it's just a casual, silly hangout that happens. That stuff to me is it's much more rewarding. I mean, I love doing the beer reviews. And I love even though I'm terrible at replying to comments, I love the feedback that comes along. But it's like stuff like this, and then like the occasions where a few of us get online at the same time. And then, of course, the meeting up in different parts of.
Yeah, I definitely want to do more of that. The actual meetups and stuff. I would have loved to have stayed at Brum and done the Deo leg with you.
Oh yeah, you'd fucking love Deo.
Yeah, I would have. Really loved it.
That's a great thing. There's nothing stopping that happening again.
No, it can happen again, and meeting all you lot as well. I mean, it was an absolute pleasure. I mean, I'll be completely honest. Getting on the train and going into Brum, I was a bag of fucking nerves.
Oh yeah,
that's just my nature. I just get nervous with things like that. But after a couple of beers, it all become normal.
Yeah,
I loved it. I relished every minute of it.
Yeah. That was a good day that we all had that.
Yeah. It was. I mean, Birmingham has a lot to offer, doesn't it, beer wise?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there's some good places we went to. And hats off to Fuller's for dishing out half of their Imperial Stout for £1.50 or whatever.
Yeah. God, that was tasting good.
Oh, that was lovely. We all had a half of that, didn't we?
Yeah. And I think there was only Stu who wasn't enjoying it. So it's like, do you want the rest of that? It's like, of course.
Naturally.
Yeah. I'm just gutted. I didn't manage to pilfer a glass.
I did toy with the idea. I will be honest. I did. Yeah. I sussed it out. I kept looking down and looking at my bag, and I thought
that was a lovely glass. See,
yeah, I need a moment.
It's going to sound so terrible, but my technique for liberating glassware actually came from my younger brother, and we're in the Lake District having a little bit of a family day out, and he was like, God, I really like this glass. He never fucking uses the glasses he steals. So he's got like under the kitchen sink like Peroni glasses, Foster's glasses, Carlsberg glasses, and he's like, watch this. So he goes with like a little bit of the beer in the bottom of the glass, goes to the toilet, and he comes back with no glass. And then when we're walking outside back to the car, he just like opens his jacket and he goes, there you go. Inside pocket. It's like,
yeah, fucking Fagin style.
But yeah. I don't think Fuller's would miss that glass.
No. Not now. Old by her side. They're laughing now, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Final look at the comments before we call it a day, and we've got Martin Harris. He puts, my local Lidl does a box of 6 Belgian beers for about 12 quid, featuring Golden Drac and other strong beers.
I have seen that box being posted around, but I've never been able to actually buy it.
That's a pretty good price. 6 beers.
Yeah. Although the last time was in Lidl, I can't remember what brewery it was, but they were. It was just like in that, you know, the sections not connected to food, but it's just like clothes and tools
like a
and stuff.
Sale, isn't it? Yeah.
And then I was just walking past, and there was just like 4 bottles of each style with that sort of like cardboard container just holding the tops of bottles. And it was a Belgian brewery, and they had like a double, a triple, and a blonde and stuff like that. So it is surprising what you can find at places like Lidl, and especially that box.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, my Aldi can be a bit like that. Sort of like you've got that middle aisle.
Yeah.
I come across, I think it was last year, they had the Oktoberfest beers in there, cans of.
Yeah.
I forget what it was now, but it was about £1 a can, but it was like they were nestled in between fucking foot pumps and waterproof bloody jackets. You know, there they were in the middle. I thought, okay, fuck off all these jackets, and I'll have a couple of these, you know, for 90p.
Were they those like 995 milliliter jobbies? Not a full liter, but it's like 950 or something like that.
They were big old cans, yeah. Big old cans. Blonde on the front, holding a stein. You know,
yeah.
Usual artwork. Yeah.
Yeah. Oktoberfest beers, I think they're probably the most underrated style of beer, actually. I do really enjoy Oktoberfest beers.
So is it more like the style Marzen then, is it, or does it vary?
I think from what I've experienced, there's there's two ways that an Oktoberfest goes down. One would be the sort of the Marzen style, where it's a bit more of a browner, sweeter, but then you just get some which are maybe a little bit more of a spicier Heller's beer. So I'm not sure what exactly goes into them, but they might just have a little bit more of like a piquant aspect to them.
Yeah,
from the hops that might be used. But I mean, the Paulaner and the Augustina Oktoberfest beers are just absolutely gorgeous.
Well, you sold me on the Augustina Lager beer Helles.
I've not had it for a while, but I'll still say that's probably my favourite.
Yeah,
favourite beer.
Phenomenal beer that is for what it is.
Yeah.
For what it is, bear in mind, a humble lager, but oh my god, it's definitely up there. It's the premiership of lagers, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a drinking experience that is.
Yeah, it's one of those occasions where I'll say when you go to some places and you see the Augustina on the menu, and it's like, oh, that's a bit dear for £4 to £5. It's like, just pay that £4 to £5. It's justified.
Do it.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
As long as that bottle's being kept okay, then you're in for a treat. But even like the Paulaner, which is much cheaper in comparison, that's still a damn good beer.
I went to M&S earlier on. Let me just grab them. I've already had one. It was a cone on, but I did that 3 for 4 jobber.
Oh yeah.
So I got that.
That I love that in cans.
Mm.
When you could get hold of that in cans, that's gorgeous.
And then I got this beauty, which I haven't reviewed actually. I thought I'd reviewed it, but I haven't.
That's a good lager as well.
Yeah.
Gorgeous lager.
And then the Belgian beer, Bruzot, Brouwerij de Hoffman.
I've not seen that one.
I think it's a blonde or a triple. I'm not sure. I don't know, but yeah, I got that, and then a Kona beer that I've reviewed earlier on.
Kona are very underrated, I find.
Who's that?
Kona. I think they're a very underrated brewery.
Yeah, I don't think I've probably had about 4 or 5 beers from them now. I mean, they're not wow factor beers, but solid, steady, all that sort of like just switch off beer and drink it and take it for what it is sort of thing. You ain't going to get fireworks from it.
Yeah.
But for what it offers, it delivers, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Because they were another brewery that I saw a hell of a lot of more back then when I was getting into craft beer than I do now.
Mm.
And what's that brewery? Is it Red Hook?
Red Hook, yeah, IPA, yeah. Red Hook IPA and Long Camera that they do as well.
Yeah, but now you're seeing them come back again, because I've seen that in a few of the more posher supermarkets.
Yeah, you've got that. Is it Red Racer 5? Is it?
Yeah, I've seen. Is that Bear Republic?
Yeah, that's a belting beer. That is for
still not
considering it's coming off the shelf of an M&S supermarket.
Yeah,
bloody good stuff.
Plus, Marks and Spencer's have those Mikkeller beers now. That sort of core range they do, which I've heard mixed opinions on.
Yeah, I've only had the one from that range, and it was the Pilsner, some red shrimp, something.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was all right. I think you can get better Pilsners out there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the styles were. I think is it a pale ale, IPA, and
Yeah.
whatever else. But yeah, that's the only one I've had up till now.
Yeah. But yeah, my biggest, even though you wouldn't think it, my biggest issue with Mikkeller is they've done way too many beers with passion fruit.
What the special release beers or
just general beers that they've released over the past year and a half? There's been so many where they've had with passion fruit, and it's like it's got to a point where some of their paler beers are starting to get a little bit samey when it comes to their IPAs and pale ales, just because they've added passion fruit.
Do you still do that beer month thing with them?
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, you get some special beers in that box for the price that you pay. Not sure how long I can keep that box going, but I've got to keep it going because I got to try the Alchemist beers through that. Tried a few Vale beers.
Yeah. Is that, do you get Keller beers that you get in the boxes? I know it's a mixed bag, but do you get some of the San Diego offerings with that as well then, or is it all just...
Yeah, you do get a lot of San Diego beers, and the stout that I drank today was from Mikkeller, New York. So you do get a nice range of the international brewed stuff, and then some of their guest beers. It's just like Jesus. But
I find that with like a lot of these sort of like in-house brewery prescriptions, where you look at the offerings that they've got and like a bit like sort of like the Brewdog website sometimes, where you gravitate towards the guest beers more than their own beers, if you know what I mean.
Although I've got to say, I've not been too impressed with some of the guest stuff on Brewdog's website. I remember, like going 2-3 years ago, the stuff that they were getting in, was much more exciting. Like stuff from Great Divide. I mean, obviously, I think they've been very careful with the beers they get in because the stance they take on like big beer and stuff like that. Even though you could say they are kind of big beer if you've got a resort in America and your own airline.
You're
hardly independent.
Yeah.
That being said, I've never had a bad experience in a Brewdog bar.
Yeah, I think they're just, they're definitely here to stay.
Yeah.
A modern version of a modern version of Marston's, but with better quality.
I think that's a perfect description.
But yeah, I mean, going back to their webpage, like you say, like 3 or 4 years ago, you could go onto their guest page beers, and it'd be like 3 or 4 pages long, and there'll be some right belters on there. They've really scaled it back.
Yeah,
I went on there 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I think it was 2 pages of more or less the same beers. Maybe 4 breweries. But before, you had shitloads of American stuff coming in, Danish, Swedish, beers from everywhere, really. But they've really scaled back on it for some reason. Yeah. Disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, you used to get loads of Stone beers that you'd never see in bottle shops. And even though we've got Stone Berlin, you're not really seeing too many Stone special releases in bottle shops. Because I think a lot of bottle shops are thinking, well, we're not going to really stock those because they are a little bit big. And it's like, yeah, but Stone still produce some pretty special beers. I mean, one of my best beers of last year was the smoked Doppelbock that they did at Stone Berlin.
Oh, I never had the pleasure of that. That sounds bloody good, though.
I had it on the off chance when I was in Liverpool. I was like, oh, I'll go to Dead Crafty, see what they've got available. I had like a third of it. And after that first sip, I was like, I need to get a crowler of this. I need to take this beer home. But yeah, I don't know. It's Brewdog. I've never really fallen out of love with Brewdog, but I've got to say, in recent months, I think I've got a newfound appreciation for them.
Okay.
And I think they're a brewery that will always have something to do with the beers that I drink in some shape or form.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll always if something new pops up from them guys in the supermarket,
yeah,
then I'll have a mosey at it and see what it's all about. I won't turn me back on them because they did. It's start of the journey and all that. I mean, but I could link a handful of breweries up that started that momentum for me. Brewdog played a big part in it, yes, but then the likes of Thornbridge, Sirencraft Brewery as well. That's another one. I've got good memories of early beers from Soundwave, Liquid Mistress. Beers like that sort of make you realise they were the stepping stones of getting into something far more greater. And it's hard to sort of turn your back on it. You sort of feel like you owe them something to sort of keep connected to them still.
Yeah.
Let me have a look see if there's anything. I hear your mate, and he's my mate as well, Joe, the Beer Patrol.
That idiot. I'm joking, Joe. How you doing, bud?
It is with passion fruit potato. It's delicious. I don't mind passion fruit in beers.
I do like it, but it's just I've noticed it way too much, especially in Mikkeller beers that I've ordered.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, Rod. Hope
Hi,
you're well,
Rod.
mate.
How are you doing, bud?
I hope you're bloody getting all them bargain beers in. The master of a bargain is Rod. Beer Patrol. Hey, Rod. Cheers, Dean, Peter, and other viewers. Again, I have grabbed any of the Mikkeller New York. So many have shown up through. Not sure why. Cheers, Joe, Craig, Terry, and everyone. I actually forgot that I have a chocolate quad in the cellar.
Oh, yeah,
Lol. Too many beers.
Watch it.
Yeah, you'll fucking absolutely love that quad, Rod. It is magnificent, absolutely magnificent. Kent Beer is cheers, guys, and then Basement Beer dudes. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the review. I have a chocolate quad and thoroughly enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah, this is definitely a beer for you, Rod.
Yeah. Absolutely. Really, really remarkable beer, actually. And like Peter said in somewhere along the review, wish he had two. It's just so drinkable, isn't it, for the ABV?
Oh god, yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, going back to a point about Mikkeller using passion fruit way too much. 2 of the beers that I got in my box this month have the inclusion of passion fruit. I mean, both sound absolutely delightful beers, so it's not just IPAs. But there's this Scandinavian airline beer that they've done called wonderfully called the SAS, which is
Cool.
it's a sour beer, so it's a sort of lambic, but it's got orange and passion fruit in it, which I know it's going to be nice because the sour with passion fruit, I can imagine it because passion fruit's quite tart. And then there's the Belgian wild ale with mango and passion fruit brewed with Nelson Sauvin, which is that's beer that, because I know there's a teasing of a Newcastle meetup.
Yes.
So that could be for a Newcastle.
Bottle share jobber.
Yeah. Because there's no way I'm going to drink that beer on my own in a 750.
What's the size of that then, Peter?
So this is 750 at 9%.
You've got big hands.
Yeah. Well, I've never had any complaints.
Yeah, bad. Right, I'm gonna grab another beer. You all right to keep this rolling, then, mate?
Yeah, I'm happy to keep going for a little while.
Yeah, we'll keep it going for a little bit.
Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it? You get that you think, oh, we'll do a live review and do one beer and knock it out in 40 minutes or whatever, and I don't know, you just sort of get the taste of it and fall into the trap.
Well, that was the thing when I was doing my live stuff when I was still living in Germany, where it was like, oh, we've got 2 beers, but it'd end up being like a 6-hour fucking live stream.
Yeah.
So it's like people who want to watch about the beers are like 6 hours.
Yeah.
You can't talk about the same beer for 6 hours.
I think I've got a few on my channel way back, and they're like 7 hours long.
Whoa.
When I used to do it, and I think some of the American guys are on there as well, like Eric, Rod. I think Jay's on a couple, and yourself, Harry. Yeah, fucking 7.5 hours long.
See, that's the thing with stuff like that. I like the idea because that's the stuff I like to watch. It's like, yeah, they've got a subject that they're sticking to, but it's what they talk about in between that interests me, and some of the funny stuff that comes along. I mean, yeah, it can get a little bit dicey sometimes where the discussion can go, but I'd like to think I surround myself with people who don't really have like horrible opinions that'd be like, oh, you can't say that.
Yeah.
So
go with the flow. Take it for what it is.
Yeah. It was like that. Did you watch the live stream that we did on the second day of Birmingham?
Was that?
Yeah.
And you were all completely fucking rat-arsed.
Yeah.
You were dancing about and whatnot, yeah?
Yeah, it was about an hour and a half. Well, I don't even think we made it to an hour because other people got to that point where it's like, oh, let's just stop this and just drink. But I was like, just let it go. Just have that laptop in the corner. Ignore it. But I'm actually glad that we decided not to stream.
Yeah. Messy. Was it messy, was it?
A little bit. Although I've got to say, didn't feel too bad the next day. So I was strangely proud of myself.
So you weren't spit roasted then?
No, not this time.
Ah.
But yeah, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You can say as much as you want. Let's do some reviews. It's like you're not really going to review those beers. You're going to start recording a review, and then
it just
descends into.
Again, it's the togetherness, though, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know. That's why, I mean, just hopping back to it. I mean, I really, I sincerely mean it from the bottom of my heart. That Friday, it was absolutely top for me.
Yeah, when everyone was there, that was just.
Yeah, I
absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the whole weekend, but that first night when everyone was there, yeah, we didn't go to like the cream of the crop places or anything. Well, we did go to really good places, but it was the fact that we could have gone to the shittest, dullest pubs in Birmingham, but the fact that everyone was there would have made it fun. But it was,
yeah, and the little things, the tiny little things like getting in the Uber cab and being stuck in fucking Birmingham traffic for ages just to get to, was it Clink we were going to? Or?
Yeah. And then
the journey seems to take forever.
Yeah. And then in the meantime, there was me, Jake, and Rob, who Jake booked an Uber, but he just didn't show. So we just pretty much ended up.
Couldn't be fucked to turn up.
Ended up walking. And I think we got there roughly about the same time.
You did.
As you all did. So it's like...
We'd only been in there not even 10 minutes, and then I think you rolled through the doors, and we were like, "Oh, here they are," sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then me and Stu got lost on that same night, even though apparently we walked past Craig and he was shouting us. But me and Stu were like, where have they gone? We couldn't we couldn't connect to anyone's phone. They were either switched off or just weren't answering. And we were like, what the fuck are we gonna do? We don't know where we are. And then when we met up, Craig was like, I was shouting it as you walked past me. And it's like, we didn't hear you. Because we turned around and like Craig had just vanished. I think that was before we went to Kiln. I think that happened just before Kiln, which is a nice little place.
Yeah. Yeah, bloody. I can remember I got stitched up on the hotel that I booked with Booking.com.
Oh God, yeah.
Fucking, so bless him, Harry come to the rescue and got me another place to get my head down up the road. And then I was kept awake more or less all night by a load of bloody idiots outside fucking fighting with each other. Yeah. A load of bloody Jamaicans turned up and they really kicked off then, they did.
Oh God.
They put all these idiots to bed more or less. Bang, bang, bang. I was watching it from my bloody bedroom window. I thought, I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to watch this, see how it pans out. They were just kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah, you usually pay to see that.
And then you quieten down then.
Yeah.
And then next minute I know it's like 6:30 in the morning. I think, oh, fuck it, I'll go to the station and get on the train and go home, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, no idea when Newcastle's supposed to happen, but
it's going to be this year, though, isn't it? Or
I think so, yeah. I think the main place is obviously going to be Wylam.
Yeah, that's a must, isn't it? You can't not go there and not go visit Wylam. Complete sacrilege.
Yeah. And from what I've heard, the people from Wylam are pretty fun as well.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for when, if there's any dates. Be interesting, because I would be up for it, depending on when it is and whatnot.
Yeah. I just hope it's not in October, because I'm back in Germany in October for a wedding.
I think it'll be. Yeah, before then, I think.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Hello.
Right. Thanks, mate. And then. Right, okay. Let's have a look.
Just have to quickly get some wipes because I've had a gusher.
It seems our American representative have left a lot of comments. I need to just get on track again with it. Can we... Okay, yeah, right, okay. Rod J. Yeah, looking forward to the quad. Yeah, you'll dig it, mate. You really will dig it. Basement beer, Rod, you quad to the Canadian bottle share. A worthy bottle share beer, that is, for sure. You probably have to have a couple of bottles, though, to share them out, unless you can get $7.50. But, mighty fine beer. Roger, any special beers for St. Patty's? You, Peter, have you really thought about that?
Not really.
No, I haven't. It's sort of like, it's gone over my head a little bit.
Yeah, I've never really celebrated St. Patrick's Day. But I'll probably end up getting a 4-pack of Jameson's. No, it's not Jameson's.
Murphy's.
Murphy's, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Murphy's
you
all day long.
can combine it with Jameson's if you want.
James, yeah. Do a little like chaser, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Roger, lol, sure, Jamie, just a few hours away. McKellar need to brew some beers from the Tangaloris. Peter, you'd be in heaven.
Tangaloris.
Tangilos. Oh, fuck knows.
Yeah.
Apologies, Joe, but I think it's catching up with me a little bit now.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, and I've just discovered why I don't like brute IPAs.
Oh, is that from that beer 52 box?
No, this is actually a Mikkeller beer. It's their first brute IPA they brewed. I don't get it.
I cannot get on with the style, mate.
I don't get it.
Since that supermarket jobber, is it Vocation and Yeasty Boys, was it? Solar Wind?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck, that was crap. I tipped it away. And then I thought, well, benefit of the doubt, let's try a couple more. I did try a couple more. Exactly the same experience, just too bloody dry. And then the final nail in the coffin was the beer 52 box, last month's one. There's a brute IPA in that, and it was just didn't like it. Not for me.
No, the style. I mean, this isn't the worst example, so I'll probably be able to drink this, but
it's that cloying dryness to it. It just sucks everything out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Don't understand.
No. not at all. Interesting that they've brewed this with a flaked corn.
Flaked corn?
Yeah. No.
What's the ABV on it?
That is 6%.
Okay.
It's okay. I mean, it's pretty much doesn't look like an IPA at all.
No.
But yeah. No, I just don't get. I don't get the attraction.
You have to give a style a benefit of the doubt, don't you? But
you do.
The fourth beer from the style, and it hasn't delivered.
No,
they've all been pretty much a carbon copy. Is that sort of like parched drying effect? I can't work out why the fuck you'd want that in the beer. You know what I mean?
It's like every time you take a sip, it feels like you're dehydrated. Almost.
Yeah. I mean, I do get like certain beers. I mean, like sort of certain pilsners that have that like spicy dryness to it.
See,
it makes you want to go back for more. Yeah. But that's not sort of like taking anything away from the style, though, is it? Because you're rewarded sip to the next sip, if you know what I mean.
Well, when I was in Huddersfield, meeting up with Stu, Rob, and Craig, I had. Is it? I think I can't remember the brewery. Is it Roosters?
Roosters.
Yeah. It's got the obviously the rooster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the rooster on the logo, and I had a brute pilsner that they brewed in collaboration with Oscar Blues, and it was fucking gorgeous because it works with that style. But with like an IPA, it brute IPAs always remind me of like IPAs that haven't been brewed properly, or really, really old stale IPAs.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that a couple of experiences where it's sort of like not malt forward, but old tastes old for what you do get from flavour wise, and then sucked away and gone, and it's like fucking hell, mouthful of sand.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. Nah.
No.
Now that is a style that I could firmly sort of
avoid.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Not even sort of. I've give the benefit of the doubt. It hasn't worked. Get fucked. I'm not interested.
Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking clear off with your fucking brute IPAs.
Yeah. Okay. Make IPAs hazy again.
Yeah. I mean the New England stuff all day long for me.
Yeah.
Now that is a style that I'll never get bored of.
No. But then again, probably as you've probably heard me bang on about it time and time again, but citrus infused IPAs will always.
I did actually think about you the other day when I was in Beer Gonzo, because I saw some Hopping Frog stuff in there, and it was Turbo Shandies.
Oh,
and they had a great. Yeah, they had a grapefruit one in there. And I thought, I bet Peter would dig that. I didn't get one or nothing, you know.
Yeah.
One for the future sort of thing. But
Oh yeah.
I noticed it on the shelf, and I thought, I think Peter would enjoy that.
I tell you what would be I'm happy to pay that. I tell you what would be a really good beer to do for a live review, and I'm not too sure if we've done it already, but the Schöfferhofer grapefruit.
Yeah, the Radler, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I've had it. I'm not sure if I've reviewed it or not. I know, yeah, orange can, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Beer Gonzo do stock that in the summer months.
That would be a
It's
perfect summer live review.
Yeah. From what I can remember of it, it was bloody damn good.
Oh,
I think it was back in that heat wave again, you know. So
yeah.
anything goes really when you get that sort of weather. You know, you're grateful of anything really. But from what I remember, it delivered for a Radler.
Yeah. Oh. Wish I had a few cans now.
What time have you got work?
I think I'm in 9 tomorrow. Just double check. Well, I don't think it really matters now. Damage is done. Only in at 10.
Yeah, a little bit of room for a recovery.
Yeah, exactly. 10-5. Can't complain. And then off on Monday. I think we're going to IKEA on Monday.
Well, a bit of flat pack shopping,
Yeah. Because I'm thinking of getting one of those square shelves and a new frame, because I've had an idea for another sort of beer collage with just Mikkeller or Tuol labels, but
Okay.
sort of just like the individual labels, like 4 that way, 5 that way, with the right amount of space in between. Because I've just got a full box of labels, of just beer labels, and just like, I don't know why I keep doing it. After like a week's worth of beer, I'll just take them all downstairs, fill the bottles with water, stand them in the kitchen sink, and then just pour water in there. And just, if the label peels off, it peels off.
It peels off.
Yeah.
I'm starting to decorate the inside of my van now with beer labels. Monday morning, first job of the day, you open the back doors, ready to get all the kit out, and there's just beer labels all stuck on the top of the van, the sides. So I can have one when I get back later.
Yeah.
Spur me on to get through the day,
Yeah. That's the great thing about cans. You could just peel them off, and they're sticky.
Yeah, I've got a load of cans in the conservatory that I keep getting nagged at by the wife. I've got them all stacked up at the moment, but the trouble is, if I've got the back of the conservatory door open, and then someone comes through the front door, and the fucking wind comes through the house, it just blows all the cans everywhere.
Just knocks them everywhere.
Yeah, like dominoes.
Yeah,
but beers that I know I won't get again. You know what I mean? Some of them, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's why when I was last at IKEA, I bought this cabinet, which was solely in mind to put beer in, because it was just like in a cupboard somewhere and like in a box and then all sealed up. But so I picked that up and I was like, I need to fill that with other stuff because it looks bad if it's just beer. So at the bottom, I've got my sort of wine and spirits compartment. Got retro computer game consoles. And then, well, to be honest, it's just glassware now. Because I'm just obsessed with buying glassware. Or stealing it, apparently.
I prefer the term borrowing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got a lovely Overworks glass.
Yeah. What shape is that then? Out of curiosity, mate.
That is.
Tulip cover or?
To me, it looks like a wine glass. Let's see if I can find it without smashing other glasses. I'll tell you what I'll do. It's basically that sort of shape, but in a 500ml version.
Wow.
And I think a lot of breweries are starting to adopt, because that to me is a wine glass.
Well, this Kasteel glass.
Yeah, it looks almost identical.
That'll take a pint. That will.
Yeah.
€2 that was.
Wow.
And that's a really, really nice glass as well.
Isn't it funny how you can get excited by sand?
Whatever floats your boat, mate. Whatever floats your boat.
Well, yesterday, me and Harry were just looking on Amazon to see what sort of beer stuff you could buy. And someone was selling a Sierra Nevada glass for like 60 quid.
I have seen stuff on eBay before from who is it? Trillium.
Mm-hmm.
Pliny stuff as well, and that's going for silly money as well. It's like I mean, they're really nice glasses. They're like posh tekus, plenty of artwork on the glass, and they're going for like 46 quid, 50 quid a pop. I'm thinking, who the fuck pays 50 quid for a glass?
Yeah,
you gotta be fucking hammered.
Yeah,
but I suppose it's, you know, someone out there gullible enough to shell out their hard-earned cash on it. Yeah. I wouldn't dream of doing that. I'd pay, you know, 5 or 6 quid maybe for a decent glass, but nothing more.
Yeah. But it was like when I was still living in Regensburg, we go to like the flea market that happens like once every 3 months or something like that. And I always regret not buying like the proper vintage German beer memorabilia and like genuine glasses and steins from some of the breweries. It's like you could buy them for like €1 each, but you know for a fact that if you didn't want to keep them, you could sell them to like the UK market for like 4 to 6 quid.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was some proper nice, like proper like vintage like beer signs and stuff, like taken from beer gardens and.
I love that. Again, that's part and parcel of what we've been sucked into. When you've got, you know, I mean, merchandise, garments, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, all that jazz. You know, you I don't know. You just sort of you gravitate more towards things like that, and you think, fucking hell, you know, oh bloody. I mean, Left-Handed Giant. They've just launched a new jumper on their website.
Oh,
and
nice.
It's tidy, you know. It's got their print on the front, and on the back it's got a lovely graphic. And you think, oh fucking hell, what can I do to balance the books to try and get one, sort of thing,
Yeah. That's in it. It's like you find these brews and you probably spend more on a piece of clothing that you've probably spent on their actual beer. But it's like it's become the sort of like new band T-shirt.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's just part. It's part of the culture, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah. I think every time I've been to Northern Monk in Manchester, I've like, oh, are you selling such and such? Like T-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie. To the point where I bought, and I mentioned this in the group, I bought a sweatshirt. I put it in my bag, went to Cloudwater.
Oh, you lost
it,
didn't you?
Like, so I went to a few places afterwards and I was like, oh, just make sure I've got everything. I was like, where's me Northern Monk sweatshirt? And I'm not sure if I'd like left it on like a ledge somewhere or if my bag was open and it might have fallen out or someone had pinched it. But it's like, fuck. That's like 28 quid just gone.
Just gone.
In the matter of less than an hour.
Oh.
But I ended up buying the same sweatshirt like a few weeks later. It's like
because you really, really wanted it.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah.
But yeah, the whole merch, and you can buy like prints of like can artwork now and stuff.
Yeah. I think Beavertown, just going back to them, I think they were the pioneers of their artwork in print form, and they still do as well. But I mean, a lot of other breweries have jumped on the bandwagon. Left-Handed Giant as well. I mean, their prints are 30 quid a pop or something like that, A4 size.
Yeah.
But it is, I mean, if you didn't have money worries, money was no issue, then you gladly sort of a couple of each, get a nice frame in them and, whack them up on the wall, no issues. Because they are really, really, I mean, it's fantastic artwork. Some of these beer cans, glorious stuff.
Yeah. And you mentioned Left-Handed Giant and that jumper they released. Is that the one for the fun?
Broken off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a smart sweatshirt.
That is in grey, I think, for me.
Yeah. See, that's one thing because I'm usually used to buying T-shirts where you've got like the big graphic on the front. It's almost like you're getting more value for money if you've got a big piece of design. But I love it when you could just get like the small logo. It's tiny there.
Yeah. Small font.
Yeah. Just this tiny little thing that's like, oh, that's 40 quid. It's like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah. But the back raw. It's like Red Dragon, isn't it? When he takes his robe off.
Yeah, he's got the big tattoo in the back.
Yeah. Right. I think I'm going to call it a day, mate.
Sounds good.
Let me just wrap up on the comments. Where are we? Basement Beer had Kilkenny and Guinness today. Rightly so as well.
Sounds good.
There you go, Roger. Got a couple of Guinness left. Basement Beer, like the Kilkenny more, but I think that's rare. Kilkenny. No, I haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah. Had the red ale once.
It used to be really, really popular in the 90s. Yeah, I think it came along on the wave of like Caffrey's and stuff like that.
Yeah. You can get it in 6-packs in Germany, of all places. But I've never seen it on the shelves here.
Roger may do a whiskey tomorrow, as may do a live stream later tonight. And then Joe replies, I can never pronounce it. The scoff grapefruit is very on for a live review. Ha ha. Well, I mean, if you can get it, mate, and we can get it, I'm up for that. I'm not no problems with that.
Like a plan to me.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I've had a review actually with Joe, so it'd be interesting to do the same.
Yeah, I think I've done the Elvis juice with Joe and some American beers that I just ended up drinking. That we said, oh, we'll do a live review of that, and it's like, oh, can't do it now because I've drank it.
Right. Calling time.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, we reviewed that earlier on, and it's absolutely bang on. Fantastic beer. Massive thank you to my good friend Peter, the Clueless Drinker. By all means, go and check him out if you haven't already subscribed to him. He's a top bloke.
You are most welcome, my friend, and as are you.
Yeah, much appreciated. Look forward to doing something else with you in the future, mate.
Yeah.
Maybe a few 52 beers. We shall see. But yeah, thanks to all the comments. Much appreciated.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao for now. See you later.
Toodles.